So yesterday I was shooting some tests and this little baby here was giving me some trouble. This is an Delroma 16 millimeters and it was just not looking good at all. So I decided today that I was gonna play with it and try to refocus, realign, do whatever it takes to fix it. And I talked to JSD, with whom I exchange a lot of emails about these lenses, and he said it was super easy to take it apart and to fix the alignment and focus. He explained me how to do it and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. So I'm gonna try to do that now and you'll see how that goes. You'll just watch. 5 minutes later, the whole thing was taken apart and the prisms are here. This is one of the prisms, this is the other one. The way it came, the prisms were misaligned. They go here. And they were misaligned, and I'll show you what that means in a second. So I took it apart and I am trying to fix them. The one interesting thing that I noticed is in the back, like here in this part, there was this piece of glass here. Boop. And I thought, you know what, this piece of glass looks kind of ugly. So I took it out and it doesn't affect anything. This is not a lens, it's just like you can see how dirty and grimy it is. So I think that by taking it off, I'm actually going to be improving image quality instead of making it worse or affecting it in any positive way. So let's try to put this together and see what's going to happen once it's mounted on the A7S. I'm using a 135 millimeters because if you use a longer lens, it's more likely that the wider lenses will perform okay. The good thing about having a square lens is you can just lay it flat on top of things. So I'm using these books. Here we can see that image is in sharp focus. Now I'm putting the prism in front of it. The second prism comes on top like this. And you see weird things are going on right there. Like the original image was more like this, and if you tweak it a little, moving it up and down, rotating, you see you can actually get focus. So you see what I'm trying here is to adjust the lens by hand, sliding the prism up and down until I get something decent, and I'm having a lot of trouble. So you can only imagine how great this will be once I'm adding like the casing and stuff. This goes here, and boom. So this has to come forward by a lot, because the holes are not aligned and blah 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 blah. Let's open it again. Pieces are flying. Yeah, Cheetah, you're gonna have to edit a lot out of this. Ha! It aligned. See, holes. So now I'm gonna put the screws back. I have to use these screws on the side are used to lock the prisms in place, and these screws on the back are used to like shift its position back and forth on each side. So I'm gonna have to fix alignment by tweaking with these two screws, and that's also what's gonna allow me to pick focus. In this case, focus is about 3 meters. So I'm gonna move back there and we're gonna play with this. Okay, so let's go. So we're back here. Image is in focus. We put this guy on and it looks horrible. The side screws are already loose, so I'm gonna try to play with the back screws to see what we can get. This is one of the trippiest lenses I've ever used. No success. Let's see how this goes. I'm gonna try to like push this side forward all the way. I'm gonna cut now because this might take a while. So I changed my approach. I kind of took the lens apart but kept it in the body, and I took off this stupid spring that was at the top, so I took it out. And the thing now is, this is in focus. Now I slide in the scope. It looks like garbage, but then I can slide it up and down, and to do that, like at this moment here, I'm in focus. Look at that. So now I just got to figure out a way to lock it here, but the problem is the screws are very off, and I'm not entirely sure of how I'm going to do this without the spring, but we'll figure it out. So this is progress. Another half hour has passed, and I changed my aim again. I am aiming at this faucet here. So I figured that I had to slide the thing to the right place, but I couldn't quite do it. Since the bottom part is fixed, that can't move, I turned the lens upside down, and I am using a Q-tip to push on the sides of the prism until it actually works. When I finally get the thing right, I'm going to use the side screws on both sides of the diorama to lock the top prism in place. And this way the back screws won't be doing anything, and that spring I took out a long time ago. So I'm basically hacking all of the alignment mechanism. Oh, there we go. So close. You know, I'm gonna settle for this. So now I'm gonna try to very slowly tighten this guy. So I just hit the glass just now and shift it a bit. No. So it turns out I messed up in a different way. It's been well over an hour and 2 sets of A7S batteries. And I figured the trick that when I turned it upside down, the front element would tilt back, so it wouldn't align no matter what. So I tilted it back up, I locked the lens, that was my previous flaw, and as I slid the top element with a Q-tip back and forth, I was like, when I found the spot, I would reach for my screwdriver and try to tighten it, and of course, as soon as I let go of the Q-tip, the whole thing would fall apart. So I got Ariana. Hello, Ari. And what we did was Ariana held down the lens so I could play with the Q-tips, and then she tightened it. And as she tightened it, the whole thing went off a little bit. So we did, I don't know, 10 times or so. And now this is the best that I could get it, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's a lot of improvement compared with what we had before, and you'll see the full review coming out soon. If you like these, this is a more spontaneous video. I was going to do the experiment by myself, and I thought, why not shoot it and see what happens? And Finnegan's complaining, that's my cat. So yeah, if you like these more spontaneous, God knows what's going to happen type of videos, let me know in the comments, and I'll try to shoot some more as I experiment with more lenses. And yeah, that's it. See you next week. Subscribe and leave a comment about what you think of this mod. I do not recommend doing it if you're on your own, because you need an extra set of hands.